Am I streaming? Hello. Hello, family and friends out there. I have to know if I'm streaming. This is like the third or fourth time that I'm trying to make this thing work, y'all. I am trying a new format. I've been working on it. I'm learning new software, new technologies, because really I want to kind of change the direction of my streams. And it says I'm now live on YouTube. That's interesting. Hello, family. Let me see. Let me see if I could actually see it. If I can actually find myself live on YouTube. I want to kind of change the direction. Hello. So, hey, Valletta. Great to see you on here. Thank you for joining me. How you doing? As you guys know, anyone who's watching, I'm not sure who's watching, Valletta, I hope you hang out with me because I have a lot of fun things to talk about tonight. A little while ago, I decided that I was going to start reporting on the news, talking about news topics that are relevant to the ball girl community, and just fun, lighthearted things that, you know, evoke discussion, things like that. I had reported on the tariffs not too long ago, back in April, and then we talked some more about the what was it? About the toxins that were found in the wigs. A little bit after that, and I was having a good time, like reporting those news. So I figured, you know, we could do more of that. I do like watching the news. Thank you so much, Valletta. Thank you very much. I did want to talk about wigs too, and I forgot to actually put. Did you know? Can you believe I forgot to put my wig on? I've been sitting here so long that I actually forgot to put my wig on. The purpose of putting on the wig really was I wanted to talk about the wig. It's a wig that I have been wearing for a little while now, and the idea really was to discuss this wig. I don't know how I forgot to put a wig on, but I definitely did. That would be the first ever time I forgot to wear my wig. That is so hilarious. Not that I'm embarrassed. Not that I'm embarrassed, but it really was supposed to be a topic of discussion, and I don't know how you talk about a wig if you're not wearing one. So I better at least have the wig handy. You know what I'm saying? How are you? How are you? What's going on with you? Have you heard anything interesting in the news? I'm just going crazy, watching every 15 minutes as the news constantly change about these taxes, these tariffs that the Doge keeps playing around with. I don't know. I guess the idea is to punish other countries for, I don't know. In my opinion, it feels like punishment to China. And I do understand that, you know, we want to encourage more manufacturing here in the United States. But while they're punishing China, they're also punishing a lot of Americans who rely on China, myself being one of them. How's it going, Wild Honey? I'm doing very well. It has been a long time. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm glad to have you. Yeah, we're over here talking about the tariffs. I don't know if you heard last night. I've been sitting in front of this computer trying to play around and figure out how to make this thing work all day long. So I haven't even been focusing on the news. But I know as of last night, there was a 135% tariff imposed on China. I don't know why he keeps increasing it. I don't know, but I don't know what war is going on between China, but there's a whole lot of casualties here. And we are, people like us who rely on China, we're the ones getting hurt. We're the ones feeling the brunt of that. I don't know when these tariffs are going to start go into effect, but 135% is crazy. Let me show you what I saw in the news just today. Let me show you this one. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can hear it. You can't hear it. Okay, so let me see if I can figure out how to make you guys hear it. Like I said, this is the first time that I will be using this technology. So forgive me because I know I know what I don't know what I'm doing. But listen, hold on. Let me stop it right here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay with me. Stay with me. Do not leave. Tanya, I'm live on Tanya. That's my best friend, y'all. Tanya, I'm live on TikTok, on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. Tune in.
All right.
Okay. Love you. That was my bestie, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to show you this news article that I saw on TV, but for some reason I can't even get the sound to work. It's from MSN, and they're talking about the beauty supply store owners. Let's see.
50% more. One of the things affected by the tariff tension, the cost of wigs and hair.
Let me see if I can get this up for you.
One of the things affected by the tariff tension, the cost of wigs and hair extensions. China's the largest exporter of all that stuff. Channel 2's Tom Regan continues our Team 2 coverage now in DeKalb County with why some wigs could cost 50% more.
Here at My Beauty Unlimited, they sell hundreds of
That is
different
not
wigs
even
and
it.
hair extensions.
Can you guys hear that at all?
It comes from China.
Please let me know. This is not even the...
Changing your look with a wig could cost you more.
I really like the curly wigs because summer is coming.
The last few weeks have been a little hair-raising for Maureen Yancey, owner of My Beauty Unlimited.
If these tariffs are being implemented, it's affecting supply chain negatively, adversely affecting supply chain, and it's affecting how customers buy.
She stocks hundreds of synthetic and real hair wigs and extensions. She told me she can't accurately predict how much the 3-digit tariff on Chinese-made products will affect her prices, but she estimates lower-priced synthetic wigs will rise around 25 to 30%. Higher-end wigs may cost even more. A $400 wig, for example, may jump to $500, but again, that's just a guess.
It's a recession-proof industry, so people are going to buy beauty products, hair, wigs, chemical products. So, yeah, they're going to have to pay, unfortunately.
She told me she doesn't want to pass price hikes on to her customers, but not doing so could put her out of business.
Things are going to go up, supplies are going to go up. It's all not great. And then small businesses, you have to think about, we're trying to keep small businesses here. What can we do? Everything is going up.
It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm going to have to, see what the effect is, and then, explore my options.
Maureen says the options she's exploring includes buying wigs and hair extensions from other manufacturers in lesser tax countries like India, Cambodia, and Vietnam. In DeKalb County, Tucker, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
A reality for so many businesses. Now we have more details on other consumer impacts. Items impacted.
Let me see if I can get that off now. Sorry, y'all.
Tell us tariffs could.
I don't even know how to take it off.
Georgia breweries say they rely on raw materials and cans actually from outside the U.S. And medical supply companies say they import much of their products from China, currently subject to that 145% tariff. Stay with Channel 2 Action News.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys think about that? They're talking about 35% tariffs. This is literally, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I reported on this. I predicted that it would be about 35% increase on the price of wigs. And she even said herself, so like a $400 wig will now cost $500 wigs, like a whole $100 more. What are we saying down here? Well, Honey says, if it goes up, I recommend wearing your natural hair or being free if you have alopecia. That seems to be, like, seriously, that seems to be something I'm really considering, because I'm not a wealthy woman. I don't have a lot of money to throw away on wigs. And at this point, like, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I spend $200 a month, between $200 and $250 a month on wigs, which I don't know if that's high or not. I've spoken to other women who have alopecia, and some of them tell me they spend less. Some of them tell me they even spend more. I've heard $500 a month. I've heard $300 a month. I like the $300 one though, especially at the current prices, because I feel like at $300 a month, you can have really, really nice hair and it's comfortable. And I feel like it's somewhat, obtainable for me anyway. I don't know, what other people are working with, but I feel like I could squeeze $300, but not more than that. And as it is, these wigs don't last long. Like this wig I'm wearing right here. Can y'all see? Let me blow this up so you can see just what I mean when I say these wigs don't last long. This is a budget-friendly wig, y'all. This is the LUHD Super. Why am I coming out like that? That's weird. This is the LUHD Super, and as pretty as it is, I do admit that it's a pretty wig. It is a problem. Look how much I could just reach in and just grab a ton of hair because it just sheds. It sheds like an old dirty rug, y'all. This is how wigs behave, and this is when I say that I can only get seven comfortable wears out of a wig, out of a budget-friendly wig. This is what I mean. So I really don't understand it when other people say that they're able to get. I'm gonna have to lay it on the floor for now and vacuum when I'm done. That they're able to get a full month out of these wigs. I don't know how y'all do it. I mean, I'll say this one is an anomaly. This wig in particular is extremely sheddy. And I actually have this wig in 3 different iterations, and I could show you each one because I bought so many of them when I first bought it. So let me see what's going on in the comments. We will have to let me go up. Well, honey, I didn't even think. Let me go back up. Valletta, thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here. Always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have all of you. Well, honey, how's it going, lady? I love you very much, and I love to see you here. It says, Valletta says, we will be in bad shape with this. We will be in bad shape. It's really something that's like keeping me up at night, to be honest. I'm obsessed with it. This man is talking about 135%, and he thinks he's punishing China. Homie, you're punishing your own people. You're punishing your own people, and you're punishing your own people bad. At least I don't have to say that I voted for him. Because honestly, like, if I had said that I actually voted for this man and then he turned around and, fucked me like that, pardon my French, I don't even know how I would live with myself, to be honest. Jesus Christ. It's hard enough. It's hard enough. Anyway, I don't want to get into politics in that sense. At this point in time, I don't think it's possible to exist without talking politics. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so did you see, I don't know who's new, who's just joining us, but I just showed a clip where they talked about exactly what I predicted back in February when I reported on price increases. They talked about, I don't want to repeat it again because some of you have already seen it, so I don't think that's fair. But Wild Honey says, I used to watch you a lot pre-pandemic. Then the pandemic came and changed everything. Yeah, it changed everything, including the way that I broadcast on social media. Everything's changed. Valletta says, I didn't even think about local chains being impacted. Yeah, everyone's going to get it. We're all going to get stuck with this. So, Wild Honey, you did say, I recommend wearing, if the prices go up, I recommend wearing your natural hair or being free if you have alopecia. All right, so being free. What do wigs mean to a woman who has no hair whatsoever? Can we talk about this? I mean, for y'all who just have short hair or you just like the look of a wig, it might be a little different. But for us, when I go outside bald-headed like this, guaranteed 100% of the time, people look at me and ask me if I have cancer. They come straight up to me as if I'm a walking billboard and they want to ask me, oh, do you have cancer? Are you a survivor? Very rarely do they say, oh, do you have alopecia? But I mean, just the fact that people approach me on the street. I'm not that friendly, y'all. I might seem friendly here on the internet, and that's because when I'm here, I'm ready to talk. But if I'm not ready to talk, I don't want to be talking about it. And that is the reason why I wear my wig every day. When people talk to me about my alopecia, they ask me to go to the deepest, darkest place of my life The 5 years that it took me to lose my hair were the darkest times of my life. And the second someone asks me to recount that, my whole chemistry changes, my body chemistry changes. To me, they sound like fighting words. Like, seriously, I want to box somebody when they come to me and they ask me if I have cancer, or even there's times I'm wearing my wig and people approach me and ask me if I'm wearing a wig, or, do I have cancer? And it stirs up so many emotions. First of all, did I do such a bad job putting my wig on that you just notice my wig from across the room? Or are you just sweating me? Are you just staring at me, looking at my eyebrows, looking at my hairline? Just like, what's going on? I don't know. I put my wig on every day and I feel like I do a pretty good job. So the fact that I even have to have that conversation with myself, look at all these LUHD supers that I have. The fact that I even have to have that conversation with myself before even having a conversation with another person, it's just like, it just makes the whole thing not desirable for me. And I really, really appreciate the bald women who are out there on the concrete jungle toughing it out, because I know they're getting it too. I don't know how you can exist as a bald woman and not constantly get asked questions. I mean, people just are so intrusive, and they feel like they have this entitlement to talk to you about your alopecia, and really, I hate it. Like, I totally hate it. So let me get back into the comments. They said the industry is recession proof, so they said we're gonna have to pay if we want it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay if I want it. But speaking of accepting our natural beauty, did you guys hear about the beauty pageant in the Ivory Coast? Let me show y'all this little bit of news. In the Ivory Coast, there's a beauty pageant, a very popular beauty pageant in Africa, and they banned wigs and weaves from the pageant. So the idea is to promote natural beauty and to rid Africa of European beauty standards. So I'm all into this. I'm gonna show you the video right now. Let me get this out the way. Oh, and again, we don't have any sound. Let me log in then. I know what I have to do.
And for decades, it's been dominated by wigs. This year, the rules changed.
Let me go
back. Contestants must wear their own hair. Braided, straightened, afro, it doesn't matter, as long as it's natural. The reason for this decision we just Let's talk about it. Miss Côte d'Ivoire is the Ivory Coast just banned wigs from its biggest beauty pageant. No weaves or extensions, just natural hair. Let's talk about it. Miss Côte d'Ivoire is the national competition, and for decades, it's been dominated by wigs. This year, the rules changed. To compete, contestants must wear their own hair. Braided, straightened, afro, it doesn't matter, as long as it's natural. The reason for this decision may just make you proud. Organizers want to celebrate African beauty in its natural form. There's also a health angle. Experts have long warned about the damage caused by excessive wig and weave use, things like hair loss, scalp irritation, and more. Organizers also want to reduce the financial pressure because the hair industry in Ivory Coast is worth over $300 million. But stylists are worried about what this could mean for their business, especially those who specialize in weaves. Though the response to this has been mixed. While some contestants feel empowered and more authentic, others miss the creativity that wigs allow. It's not confirmed if the ban will apply to the national final in June, but one thing is clear. Ivory Coast is rewriting the beauty rule book, and the world is watching. What are your thoughts?
I do love that the Ivory Coast is rewriting the beauty standards for the world. I love that. I'm really impressed with that one. Let me get this off the screen. Hang on, guys. So, Big Boom, my best friend, she says it's time to start making your own wigs. Well, I got news for you, TT. TT is what I call Tanya. Let me put myself back on the screen. Am I there? Here I am. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Okay. So, Tanya, the hair that we make wigs with come from China. So even if we were making our own wigs, we would still rely on trade from China to get the accessories to make the wigs with. Because Americans, we're not shaving our hair off and giving it away like that. And if we are, we're not giving it away for free. It's not for pennies. I read an article about, I can't remember what country it was. I wish I would have saved it. But a woman, this one, I think she was in the Middle East somewhere. She relied on growing her hair out and selling it for money. And she made the equivalent of $20 a month for selling her hair. $20 a month. That's why we're able to get these wigs for $150. That's why we're able to wear $150 human hair wigs. Don't you guys ever question that? Don't you ever say, how is a human hair wig $110 for 18 inches of hair? Don't y'all ever question that? I look at that and I think to myself, who's cutting their hair and selling it for like $1? These people are actually giving their hair away at temples. Okay, so in the video footage that we talked about earlier, that I showed earlier, one of the beauty supply store owners said that she's going to try to start getting her hair and wig supplies from countries that are not as hard hit by the tariffs as China is. So we're talking countries like Bangladesh and places probably most in India in that region, right? But there's still high tariffs imposed on them, just not as high as China. President Trump is playing a nasty game with China right now, a real nasty game. 135% tariffs out of China. I don't know what the number is out of Bangladesh and all these other countries that also supply hair. I think we know Bangladesh has hair trade. India has hair trade. I don't know what those numbers are in those places, but I guess that's where we're going to start getting most of our hair from in the future. Oh, I'm sorry. So that's looking crazy to me. This whole thing is looking real wild, and more, I'm happy that I decided to, at least, if I don't like going out bald in public, at least come on the internet to get myself comfortable and to learn how to express my beauty as a bald woman, because that's something that needs to be honed. Like, you don't just wake up bald and good looking. You have to actually spend time bald, getting to know yourself as a bald woman, so you could know what works for you, what kind of lipstick works for you, what kind of clothes work for you. Otherwise, you're going to look crazy, and you're probably going to look very awkward because you're so shy and embarrassed. And embarrassed people tend to look awkward. Looking awkward makes you look funny. So you have to spend time bald. So as I feel like I look pretty good sitting here in front of you guys with no hair on. But I know for certain I wouldn't be able to walk with this same confidence out in the street, because I really would like to hide when I'm out in the street. Not because I'm embarrassed about the way that I look, but like I said earlier, I really do not like talking to people about my hair. I feel like it's a very private thing, because it reaches into a place in my life, a time in my life. Tanya, if you guys were wondering who Tanya is, that's my best friend. I keep calling her Tanya. She's here as another name. I'm not allowed to say that because I think she gets mad at me when I do that. But Tanya knows just how hard it has been, like the road that I traveled with this hair thing. And it's not that I'm embarrassed to be a bald woman. It's that I really do not like the questions. I feel like it's an attack against me. I become instantly defensive. anytime anybody asks me anything about my hair, I automatically have a snazzy, nasty remark. I'm not my best person. I don't like how I am that way, so I know it would be an adjustment, like a long adjustment. It would take long. It would probably take about a year, maybe more, for me to just be able to walk and get accustomed to people coming up to me and smiling and saying, "Oh, I just have alopecia." Because in my experience, I can't ever just tell someone I have alopecia. They don't even know what it is, and they're all like, "Oh, what is that? Oh, you mean like what Jada Pinkett has? Oh, but she still has hair." You know, it's like, it's never enough just to say, "Oh, I have alopecia." And people always just assume that it's cancer first, which I think is an insult, that a person would look at me and think that I'm sick and dying, possibly dying. I just feel like the whole thing is insult. I don't have the temperament for alopecia. So I don't know how I would do that. But let me go into these comments. "You wear wigs so nicely. I still can't get the hang of it yet. Just bought one and still can't melt it." That's what Wild Honey just said. Oh my God. Well, I wonder what I wish we could do like a live. It would be great. You know what? You can do that. I think there's a way to do that. But I don't know if you'd be up for that. So, well, honey, there's a way, because I would like to see what it is you're doing that's giving you such a hard time with melting the lace. I mean, some wigs are just hard to melt. Some can't be melted at all. In fact, I've experienced those too. So I don't even know. But I would love to see that. Hang on, I just messed up my screen. Now I can't see my. Here we go. Big Boom says, "I'm beautiful." Thank you, bestie. You're beautiful too. Okay, so Wild Honey said, "There needs to be a more honest discussion and conversation concerning alopecia. Too many people still view it as taboo. This is 2025. We've come too far to still be so ignorant." Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just can't, I can't believe how many people don't know what it is. Of course, I've been living with alopecia for just about my entire life. So for me, the word alopecia is like, it's literally like a cup of tea. I say it all the time. So I guess I'm taking for granted that other people should know what it is. But at the same time, like, why in 2025 don't you know that some people have bald heads and it's not because of cancer? How privileged are you in life that you've never crossed? I don't know what's wrong with people. It always trips me out. And people literally will not even ask. They'll just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have cancer." Like, if they just know everything. Like, it's such an insult. Such an insult. I'm going to tell you guys a story, too, about a time that someone thought that I had cancer, and it was a really bad thing. That it probably marked one of the main reasons why I don't go outside without my wig. And I'll tell you guys that story in a little bit if you want to hear it. And Valletta says, "You're right on it, Jacqueline. Wigs are freeing for us with alopecia." Yes, it really it takes off the burden of explanation, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. Let's say I did have cancer. You think I would want to talk about that to a stranger? Like, why would anybody be that obnoxious to think that they deserve to be briefed on someone's medical condition? That is so out of control. So out of control. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Yes, let's normalize that people have alopecia. I think the reason why we can't normalize it is because people who go through it don't want to come out. They don't want to come out. And I understand why. It's for the same reason what I just said. Coming out as an alopecia person actually makes you have to go back into the time in which you lost your hair, which I promise you was probably the worst time of your life, because it's not something that happens quickly. It's not a loss that happens. It's like a slow death, and you're just watching your hair go by, and you're praying every day that it comes back. But I had the hair. I thank God that the universe took my hair away completely, because when I had patchy baldness, I could not for the life of me shave that hair off. There was patches of my hair literally like this, and I could not bring myself to shave it off, no matter how unattractive it looked. just because I had felt this strong connection to this hair. And for some reason, I thought that by shaving it off, it would mean like giving up on the hope, giving up on the dream. I don't know. I thank God every day that I don't grow hair anymore, because if I did, I don't think I'd be able to shave it off again. No, that's a lie. I would totally shave it off. I don't even want hair at this point. Hair played with me way too much. I don't even want hair. The way hair messed with me throughout my life, hair could kick rocks. Only way I want hair is if it all grows back and never falls out again. And since we can't guarantee that, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Valletta says it's traumatizing, and explaining it is worse. Yes, and you don't even have to explain it. Just the thought of it, the mere thought. Like, you're asking me to go back to that age when I was 12 years old and my hair started falling out. When I was 13 years old and the kid snatched my wig off in school. When I was 14 years old and another kid snatched my wig off at school. And when I was 15 and I was getting injections in my head trying to make my hair grow back. You're asking me to go through all that. I don't want to go through that again. Who's laughing down there? Wild Honey is over there laughing. What you laughing about, Wild Honey? Are you laughing because I said I don't even want hair because hair be messing with me too much? Hair can kiss my ass at this point, because if it's going to play with me the way that it did, it can go kick rocks. Seriously, I hate it. I hate the thought of growing hair. Every time I see a little hair growing on my head, I get these palpitations in my chest, because I know what it means. In fact, just talking about it now makes my eyes hurt. It makes my eyes want to start watering, because I can't go through that drama again. It's almost like having a miscarriage, like being pregnant. And I don't know, I know that's like a stretch, but I've had a miscarriage and it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. Isn't that weird? That's a crazy thing to say. Hair can kick rocks. It can, Wild Honey. It was kind of like that. Seriously, like when I was pregnant, when I was exactly 40 years old, and I knew I didn't want to have a baby at 40 because we know all the implications with that. But I also knew I didn't want to terminate the baby. So I was just like, it was the same thing, this whole like trying to figure out how I was going to proceed with life and what life was going to throw at me. And then I started getting excited about having the baby, and then I had a miscarriage. It was the same chain of emotions as losing the hair, only it was much faster. The hair loss, that happened over the span of like 3 to 5 years. Oh, it was crazy. Valletta says, I will say that in my family, it's not traumatic because all the women on my mom's side of the family has it. Is that right? Wow. Can I ask to what degree, Valletta? Is it alopecia universalis, or is it just spotty hair loss? I'd be curious to know what that is. No answer yet? Okay, well, I'll sit around and wait for your answer, and we'll get back to that. But thank you for sharing that with me. I've heard before that it's, that alopecia is, what is the word? Somebody help me with the word. Generational? Is that the word? I don't know. But no one in my family has it. I don't know. I can't say. Wildhair says, no, you explain it however it resonates with you. It's your experience, and no one can invalidate your experience until they walked in your shoes. Honestly, I don't even want to. When people ask me about my hair, and they ask me why did my hair fall out, I just say I just don't grow hair. I lie to them. I just say I don't grow hair. I'm not getting it. I'm not letting these people have access to that part of me. I'm not. They're strangers. They don't deserve it. I can't do it. It's spotty. Okay, Valletta says it's spotty in her family. Yeah. At least you guys have something to work with. I've always wanted to have some hair in the front just so that I could blend it with my wigs. I feel like that, just a little bit of hair makes so much of a difference. But I don't know, guys. It's crazy outside. Okay, so what else is going on in the news? Okay, so while we're here talking about beauty pageants, look what happened in this beauty pageant. Y'all want to see something horrible? Let me check this out, y'all.
In this beauty contest, the audiences are waiting for the winner to be announced when this happened. The person wearing a silver dress removed the wig of her co-contestant. This person stormed off the room, leaving everyone shocked.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see this woman snatch a
Don't forget to like
wig?
and subscribe. In this beauty contest, the audiences are waiting for the winner to be announced when this happened. The person wearing a silver dress removed the wig of her co-contestant. This person stormed off the room, leaving everyone shocked. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In this beauty contest,
Let me see if I can turn this thing off now. Finally, I'm too slow with this. I will get better at this, guys. Thank you for joining me and helping me during my first live broadcast. I don't even know how to turn this thing off.
Leaving everyone shocked.
Oh, here we go. It's gone. Alright.
Don't
Now let me
forget
see
to
if I can get
like
rid
and
of the sound.
subscribe. In this beauty contest, the
Yes, Big Boom says you're getting the hang of this new app, huh? I'm starting slowly but surely. This is what I've been working on. So whenever you call me in the evenings and I seem preoccupied, it's because I'm here trying to figure out how to make this thing work. Yeah, that Wild Honey says that she is a narcissistic bad. She is narcissistic bad. But who looked worse? The woman whose wig was snatched, or that heifer-ass who snatched the wig? She looked the worst. The woman standing there was looking just fine. She just looked like somebody who had her wig snatched, while the other one looked like a narcissistic bad. Just like what you said, Wild Honey. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Wild Honey says, God will fix all that ails mankind very soon. That's his promise. I hope that you're right, Wild Honey. I hope that you're right. That's my prayer right along with you. Thank you. Valletta says we have hair loss in the crown. And she also says, I feel you. I want to be able to wear a V-part wig so badly. Yes! Wait, which is the V-part? The V-part is the one like this, right? I think that's the kind. I don't even pay attention to that stuff because clearly I can only wear a full wig. But yeah, I want to be able to just take some hair and blend it, because blending wigs is such a headache. That's what Wild Honey was talking about. She's having a real hard time learning how to blend wigs. I want to be able to help her. I've made a few videos on it. I just want to see Wild Honey. I really want to see. Maybe you could find me on Facebook, because you know I'm on Facebook under the same hanger, Action Jacqueline, Alopecia Princess. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, we could. I don't know if you could share videos that way, or I don't know. I just want to see what's going on. Why you're having such a hard time. I want to be able to help you. Yeah. So this woman snatched another person's wig. Have you guys been watching social media? I've seen a lot lately of parents who are punishing their kids who tease people without hair by shaving off their own child's heads. Have you guys heard anything like that? Well, honey, I would love to give you the help. Have you guys heard anything like that? I saw this, I think, first of all, I'll never forget, a girlfriend of mine told me she dated a guy who shaved his daughter's head because, I don't know, he had threatened to do it. So if she did something bad and she went ahead and did the bad thing and he had to do it, so she shaved it. I could not believe that was a thing. But then years later, I saw this video. In fact, I'm not going to show you that video yet. First, I want to read to you something that just came up on my feed. It was about a man. Let me read it to you. Give me a second. See if I could pull this up. A man made his daughter shave her head. I can't even find it. That's so weird. Man, I'm going to just find it this way. After bullying and snatching wig. Okay, let me see. There it is. Okay, so this is an MSN article. This actually made it to MSN. It says bullying is a serious issue that can have a profound, hang on, I just lost it, that can have a profound effect on individuals. Unfortunately, it's something that occurs in many places, from schools to online platforms. Many who have suffered from bullying understand the deep impact. I'm not going to read all that. Hang on. We're just going to get into the story. So dad finds out that his child is a bully. A father recently discovered his daughter was aggressively targeting a fellow student who had cancer and wore a wig due to her hair loss from treatment. In December, he recounted the incident on Reddit, where he laid out the sequence of events. My ex-wife and I share custody of our 16-year-old daughter. I recently learned that she was involved in an incident at school where she bullied a student undergoing cancer treatment. This included pulling off the student's wig. It's been a challenging situation, as my daughter is also involved in a relationship rivalry with the bullied student. So this is where it gets interesting. Let me repeat that. It's been a challenging situation, as my daughter is also involved in a relationship rivalry with the bullied student. Even after confronting her, she showed little remorse, claiming the other student deserved the treatment she received. I insisted this was unacceptable behavior and proposed 2 potential punishments. Either she loses all her electronics indefinitely, or she shaves her head. So apparently, I don't have the information right here in front of me, but apparently the girl was dating the same guy as the bully. So that's what caused the whole rift, and the bully decided, you know what? I'm going to snatch that girl's wig off. And you know what Dad did? Dad did this. Let me show you what it looks like when a kid gets their head shaved. I'm laughing, and I shouldn't, because it's a horrible thing. I do feel like you should have more, what's the word? More sympathy for your child than to shave their head. But she did snatch the girl's wig off, and the girl did have cancer. So sometimes the drastic measures are necessary, right? Let me show you what it looks like when a kid gets... Here we go. Check this boy out. He bullied another kid at school that had cancer. This seems to be a thing. These kids are ruthless. I remember how the kids were ruthless. Do you know how many times I had my wig snatched off, y'all, as a child? Jesus Christ. Just awful. And you know what? I don't think I would have been mad. I think I would have been secretly applauding in the back of the school. Let me go ahead and run this video for you just so you can see what it looks like. Yikes. Hey, next time they'll be bullying people with cancer. Like, who does that? Who does that? That's such a horrible thing. I mean, you know what? The kid's hair is going to grow back. He'll be fine. And he learned a lifelong lesson. He learned, 1, that there's consequences for bullying. And he learned 2, that his dad don't play that. And he learned 3, that his dad might be just as mean and just as much as a bully as he is. So I don't know if the message was clear, but there was definitely a message and the kid got it. Melissa says it's kind of funny. He was... I'm sorry. That's not funny. Wild Honey says it's a little extreme. I agree. Especially for a girl too. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a boy, so I'm sure it's just as hard for a boy. But wow, this kid, he basically just ended up with a short haircut, basically. But the girl, she ended up looking like G.I. Jane, or like me. Valletta says, I agree with these parents. They're teaching her integrity. I feel you. I don't know if I would do it. I don't know if I'd have the heart, but I don't know. It might be the way to go. It might be the way to go. Anyway, let's talk some more about this wig. I want to show you how I cut it. So the lifespan of this wig has been crazy. I think I just had it on. This is the way I'm wearing it right now. So I bought this wig. This is the LUHD Super. Let me show it to you. First, let me get this wig on properly, because I want to prove to you guys that I actually do a pretty decent job with. First of all, this is not even the right wig. Wait, sorry, y'all. Wrong wig. Wrong wig. Let me get the right one. So this is the LUHD Super. This is it right here. Ooh, my camera needs to be flipped. All right, so this is the LUHD Super, and this is how long. This is a 31-inch wig, y'all. But that 31 inches only lasts a day. I'm not even kidding. It only lasts a day. I'm going to show you what it looked like when it was brand new, when I wore it. I wore it for a video. I never even made it out of the house with the wig. I was shooting a tutorial. Wow, honey, didn't you ask me to do a tutorial on how to shampoo wigs? I did it. I hope you saw it. I don't know if you saw that one yet, but it's up. Anyway, I was doing that video, and in that video, that day I had planned on unboxing that wig, so I unboxed it there during the video. I'll show you what it looks like. Is this it? No, that's not it. Hang on. Here it is. This is it. This is what it looked like when it was all 31 inches of it. So this, guys, is a $45 wig. That's how long it was when I got it. I'm going to go ahead and play that little clip so you can see what it looked like.
Because it's long. With the Chevy, I need to vacuum this bathroom. But I will be wearing it. I will be wearing it, and I just will be shedding out in public. Yeah, life is hard for a bullheaded girl, y'all. Oh my gosh.
It is so long. Valletta says that is so long.
Alright, so this is what it looks like from the back.
It looks all stringy too.
I don't think I would wear it out just like this. I don't think I ever did wear it for that. I'll just say it's because it's long. With the Chevy.
Okay,
so this bathroom.
I did not ever, like I said, I never wore it at out the house at that length. It just isn't. The quality just can't support that length. It really can't. So I cut it at first. I think I cut it to like 20, probably 25 inches. It was probably like down here at first. That lasted a day. And by the end of that day, it was all frizzy and matted. So I had to cut it some more. And here it is. It seems to hold up pretty well at this length, I'll tell you. Because I've been wearing it at this length for about 4 or 5 days. And look at the top there. It's a little bit baldy up there. I don't know, I'm a bald girl. I'm kind of used to that. But it's been holding up. Thank you, Valletta. Valletta says I did a good job cutting it. It's been holding up at this length, so it is very important because we know these wigs, even though a $45 wig is not expensive in the grand scheme of things, if you're getting them every week for $45, it becomes $200 a month, right? Because we're adding tax to that, and it does get expensive over time, especially now because of you guys' boyfriend Trump and his shenanigans. I don't know. What did she say? A $400 wig will now cost $500. Yeah, so it's very important to figure out how to make a wig last, especially a budget-friendly wig. This is the same wig again. Hang on, that's the wrong wig again. Sorry, y'all. I bought grapes today. I'm gonna have one. So I also have it at another length, another iteration of this wig. And this one's even shorter. This one reminds me of like, it's a very smart length for me. I'm not really used to wearing smart length wigs like this. But recently, I've been getting into shorter wigs, and I think I like it. They're much easier to wear. I spent a lot of years wearing long wigs. I think I like this length. I know the color is coming across crazy because I'm using my green screen. I really like using the green screen, but I don't have the hang of it yet, so it kind of makes the hair look invisible because it has tones, I guess, that are similar to green. It's reminding me of like Back to the Future. Do you remember Back to the Future, the first one, where the parents were disappearing? The hair is disappearing. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, this is how it looks, just a little bit shorter, and it also seems to do pretty well at this length. So I have one more of these wigs that I haven't unboxed yet. And I also have this melted hairline wig that I also haven't unboxed. I'll do that in a separate video. This one is Amanda. And I ordered a high-end synthetic because I think I'm going to go back to doing the high-end synthetics again. I really do like the high-end synthetics. And in fact, now that it's getting warm, I don't want to be fussing around with wigs as much. So you guys know, if you're buying a new wig every week, that means that at least once a week you're spending about 4 or 5 hours on a wig. And that's the case. That's been the case all winter long. But now that the weather is changing, I don't want to be spending that much time in the house playing in my hair. Now I want to go outside. I want to get up in the morning and go to the park, and I don't want to be fussing around with hair. And it's nice to have a high-end synthetic because they just manage so much better. They manage so much better. Lady Rochelle asked, do you always cut your own lace? All the time. All the time. Can I ask how you manage your wigs, Lady Rochelle? Are you someone who goes to a salon and get it done? Do you go and get the install and all that stuff? Big Boom says that's better than the last one. The second cut, the shorter one, right? Yeah, you had mentioned, I wore that wig for a video like a month ago, and you said that wig looks stunning on you. That's what you said, Big Boom. Thank you so much. Wild Honey says, I know nothing about wigs. I only wear them because I'm not a hair person at all. Big Boom says, yes, she does. Yes, she does what? What you talking about? Yes, she does. So, Lady Rochelle, do you go get the installs? I'd be curious to know. I always wondered about that. Doesn't that get so pricey? I couldn't imagine buying a wig for $200 and then going to a salon and spending $150 to have that wig installed on my head. That's $350. And I don't know how you could keep a wig installed on your head. How long? I can't keep my wig on for a day. At the end of the night, my wigs come off. I can't sleep in a wig. First of all, they degrade the wig. They make the wig not last as long. And if you're sleeping in the wig, I guess you have to sleep a certain way. You have to make sure that it doesn't get messed up. Ooh, that's hard. I'd rather just be bald in bed. What are some high-end synthetic brands? Okay, so my favorite, I have a high-end synthetic wig here, but it's old. I wanna show it to you guys when it's fresh and it's at its best. But unfortunately, I don't have a new one. I ordered a new one. When I get that one, I'm so excited to show it to you. But my favorite high-end synthetic wig is by Jon Renau. That's Jon Renau. I'm going to show you the tag so you can take a picture of it. The wigs, they cost, this wig in particular, my favorite wig. Let me see if I can find a good one for you. Because I have like 50 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and start naming off some high-end synthetic companies that I like to work with. The wig that I ordered recently that hasn't come yet, that one is by, I forget what it's by. I have to look it up. But this wig, let me just stay on topic. My ADHD is getting the best of me. My favorite wig of all time is the Zara wig by Jon Renau. That's Jonrenau. This wig costs, I usually get this when they do this 30% off sale. The high-end wig companies like wigs.com, I want to say wig.com, I don't know, they all seem to run a sale each and every month. And I'm always able to get them for 30% off. So I do recommend that if you're going to go for a high-end synthetic, look for sales. So you might go to wigs.com and see a wig for, let's say, $260, right? This is the Zara wig by Jon Renau. And you'll say to yourself, ooh, I like that wig. Before you go to purchase the wig, do another Google search, 30% off wigs, and see if 30% off wigs and then the name of the wig that you want to get. So you would do 30% off Zara wig by Jon Renau and see if you could find it for 30%. There's usually always a sale going on. So this is it. I love this wig. Valletta says, I love that wig. Yes, this is my favorite wig of all time. And I wore it so much that I got kind of tired of it, to be honest. I wore it for about 2 years straight. Like, I just kept buying the same wig over and over and over again. And I just got bored. So I decided, you know what, that's when I went on the $45 wig experiment. I don't know if you guys saw that, but for about 2 months, I ran a $45 wig experiment to see how many wigs I could get for $45 and how long I could keep them. And it was fun. I did that during the wintertime when I didn't have anything better to do. But now that the winter's over, I don't think I want to be bothered. I'm back to my high-end synthetics. So I'll be wearing this and the new wig that I bought, which I forget the name, but I'll show it to you guys when I get it. It should be here in 2 or 3 days. Yeah, so the other brands would be like Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch. You know what? Let me just go ahead and do it, because I want to show you guys. I think it's really good to know. I prefer them over human hair wigs. Because human hair wigs are a headache, if you ask me. I'm just going to go ahead and be honest. Wigs, I'm going to go to wigs.com. In fact, we could do that right here. Now that I know how to do this, I can share my screen with you. How exciting is that? Let's look for some wigs. Let's look for some wigs. Y'all up for it? I can look for some high-end synthetic wigs, and I can tell you which wigs are good or worth the money and which wigs are not. I would not spend, like, sometimes, like, the newer styles, they'll sell those for $400 or $500. I wouldn't spend that much money, only because I know they don't last that long. They last a month for sure. A month for sure. You could get more out of it. People tell me all the time that they get a lot more out of it than that. I know that I wear my wigs every single day. So if I get this wig, I'm wearing it again tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, because I'd rather not be bothered with restyling and recutting and trying to figure out a new wig. I just keep doing it until it gets old and tossed in the trash, and then I get another one after the end of the month. You know what I mean? Big Boom says, I just want you to know that every wig is your favorite. No, every wig is not my favorite. This is my favorite, the Zara wig by John Renault. Human hair wigs take time, and the best color blends are better in synthetic. 100%. That's something that only a wig girl knows. Yeah, and it seems like when another reason I don't like to wear human hair wigs. Y'all ever notice that, like, if you ever go out to a club or to a party, everybody's wearing the same damn wig? Y'all ever notice that? Everybody's wearing the same Peruvian, what do they call it, like the 22-inch bust down, with the baby hairs? Everybody has the same wig. I'm like, oh God, somebody get me out of this room, because I can't be in the same room with everybody wearing the same damn wig. I just cannot. It's too much for me. I can't. Yeah. Okay, so let's go look for these wigs. Let me just set this up in the meantime. Y'all, I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and keep on talking. I'm going to go ahead and start deleting some of these other things so that I can get them off my screen. So I'm deleting the wig snatch. We saw the girl get the wig snatch. We're deleting that. Ooh, we didn't talk about, oh, you're going to see this video? Oh my God, this woman forgot. This woman neglected to tell her date that she only had one hand. Y'all want to see this video? Well, Honey says the best styles are in synthetic wigs too. Absolutely. The best styles and the colors. The colors, bar none. Like, I just cannot do a 2 and a 4 for my whole life. I have to get into the colors. And once you get into colors, that's a whole different ball game. Those human hair wigs can't take the bleach. They can't take the bleach. So yes, this woman, she neglected to tell her date that she had only one hand. So I guess she was born with just one hand, which is fine. She could function just fine without it. She was a beautiful girl. I'll show you the footage. She's out dating. She's living her best life. And I guess she just didn't feel like telling this guy over the internet, that she met over the internet or whatever, that she only had one hand. And this resonated with me, and I guess you guys could understand why this would resonate with me, a bald girl like me. I do remember, before I got married, always trying to figure out when is the best time for me to tell this guy that I have no hair. And I do remember sometimes I wouldn't even tell them at all. I'll just let them find out on their own. Like, find out why you're kissing me. Find out why your hands are rubbing all over the back of my neck. That's when you can find out. And this girl just decided she wanted to tell. So let me show you what that looks like. Let's get into this one. Where are we? I'm going to move myself out the way, and then I'm going to show you the video. Here we go.
I can't believe this nigga.
Oh, I should have told you there's a lot of cursing.
He got one hand. He don't want to go. Oh my God, it's pissing me off because I was born like this.
Come on, but you didn't tell me about it though.
It don't matter, nigga. It's just a fucking hand.
I'm saying, but you didn't tell me about it though. Like, why are you? Come on, like you recorded me and shit. Like, you didn't tell me about your hand.
This nigga act like
You told me how you look.
You act like you fine.
Come on, man. Are you serious right now?
Little bitty, little boy looking Ross nigga.
I'm saying, but why are you? Come on, why are you trying to like? Come on, don't do that for real.
Man, I'm doing that and I don't give a fuck.
Because I don't want to take you out because you didn't tell me about your hand. You should have told me about something like that.
Hand, boy.
Wow, come on, don't do that, man.
I was born like this.
Come on, don't do that.
It's like I'm tired of niggas, bro. And this how God made me. This gonna be my life.
But what I'm saying is,
give me a chance to get to know me. It's more than
you told me about everything else but your hand, though.
Because I don't gotta tell niggas about my motherfucking hand.
But you should have told me about it, though.
I ain't gotta tell you.
If I ain't had no eye to tell you about that, you didn't want to know that, right?
Man, it ain't even that serious.
All right, we're going to stop it there. But did you hear what she said? She said, oh my God, is this my life? There's so much more to me than just my hand. You didn't get to know me. I felt that. And I also feel why she didn't want to tell. Like, who wants to have this conversation all the time? That's what I talked about earlier on in this segment. I hate having the conversation. I don't mind who I am. I just don't want to talk about it. And she felt the same way, but at the same time, I do understand why the guy would have wanted to know something like that, so he could have made a discerning decision beforehand. It's a hard place to be, y'all. Valletta says now it would take some time for me to say I have a alopecia, but no hand is another. in the corner. I want you in the corner like this. Stop. Stop. Okay. All right. So we're not gonna get too hung up on that, but I do feel for the girl. I understand why the guy would have liked to know something like that when she stuck it in his face, and he was like, "Come on now, don't do that." I remember one time. Y'all want to hear a funny story? I was dating this guy. I think we were seeing each other probably for like 2 weeks, right? So finally I'm at his house and we're at his house making out, right? We're at his house making out and I just stopped. And sometimes you don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to say. You want to tell somebody, how do you say, hey, oh, by the way, there's something I want to tell you. Do you say it like that? Or let me tell you what I did. I was so awkward for this. I said, oh, I just want to show you something before we go any further. And he said, what? I said, and he said, put your wig back on. Sometimes you just don't know how to say it. And you don't want to be bothered. Life is a bald girl, I tell you. Life is a bald girl. What is Wild Honey said? Wild Honey said, wow, you had to laugh. She just shoved it in his face. That's what I did to that guy. I just shoved it in his face. We were there making out. I know he was hot and ready. And then he saw that and he was just like, wah, wah, wah. He didn't see that coming. Loretta says, oh my God, I love you. I love you too, Loretta. Well, Honey says, my teeth are not straight and looks like I'm missing teeth. I don't mind people ask me because I know it's visible. Good for you. I'm glad. So wait, you're saying people ask you? What do they ask you, Wild Honey? What do they do? What do they say? Oh, do you have teeth? What do they say? People are so out of pocket. Oh my gosh. Lady Michelle, that reminded me of the scene in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. She had that one little nook on the top of her head. And then she hopped away on one leg. I'm so glad we're the same age so we could both have that memory because, to be in a room full of 20-year-olds. What do you talk about? Thank you for that, Lady Rochelle. Yes. Let me see what it says. It only gets uncomfortable if someone wants to make a big deal out of it. I can't hide it because I'm always laughing out. But I'm still curious. What do they say? How do you ask somebody that? You see somebody, they might be missing a tooth. Do you have to ask? What does asking do? How does it help you? Because now you know? Oh, now I know for sure she doesn't have a tooth. Okay. Or now I know she does have a tooth. It's just crooked. Okay, well, how does that help you? Does that make you sleep better at night? It's none of your freaking business. Why do people ask questions like that? I would never ask somebody that. I would have to be so close to you that you would just organically tell me. I would not ask that. It's ridiculous. Sorry, my lips are really dry. I bought this new lipstick. And, you can't even see it. I really wanted to I went to Ulta looking for lipsticks, and I wanted to get this one shade. But the shade was $55 for a lippy. $55. And I really wanted it, too. What was the name of the brand? Can't remember the name of the brand. Obviously, I didn't get it. I ended up getting this one by Revlon. And you can't even see it. But at least it moisturizes, whatever. Right, but Loretta says I would never ask someone what's wrong with your teeth. What kind of, why do you need to know what's wrong with someone's tooth? Like, even if you were curious, why are you curious? And if it bothers you so much, stop talking to the person. Like, If you can, just get out the person's face. You don't deserve to speak to that person if it bothers you that much. You know? I'm eating grapes, sorry. Miguel Olivaria. Miguel Olivaria sent me a bunch of hearts. Thank you. Right back at you, Miguel. Thank you for joining us. You just entered the Ball Girls. What's this called? The Ball Girls Gossip Room. That's what I'm calling it, right? Wild Honey said, surprisingly, I still get hit on a lot. At the end of the day, most men don't care. Nope, they absolutely don't. As long as you take care of yourself, men are going to like you. Men are going to like you. Right, Miguel? Ask Miguel. Miguel will tell you. Because he's in the building. Let's everybody welcome the only man in the building. Hello, Miguel. Thank you for joining us. You're the one. You're the chosen one. Oh, Wild Honey says, they just asked me, where are your teeth? Then I have to raise my top lip and show them. They chuckle and they keep it pushing. They say, where are your teeth? Where are your manners? Where's your mama? What the hell? I would never ask a person that. I'm so glad you don't mind. Wild Honey says, I honestly don't mind to ask, though. Good for you. Can you just touch my shoulder so I can get some of your good energy? But let her give Miguel the big round of applause. I don't know if you can hear it, Miguel. Next time you come, I'm going to have sound effects. We're going to have sound effects when special people enter the room. That's everybody. Every one of y'all is special to me. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. Anyway, guys, I just want to talk. We can hang out. We can hang out all night talking if you like. I would say, where are yours? Exactly. Where the hell are yours? Where are your teeth? Are they all yours? I just have to get a new tooth now. Actually, I have a tooth missing in the back, and I have to get. My dentist finally approved me for the bridge, so I'm very excited about that. I would absolutely never. Anyway, yeah, y'all, I really wanted to talk about those tariffs. We need to talk about how we're going to be wigging over the next forever. I don't know. I don't see things changing. Once things change like this, they don't change back. You know what I'm saying? It's like COVID. Do y'all remember pre-COVID how your office was? It was fully staffed, lots of people doing work, but bustling, and now they have like 5 people doing the job of 10. It'll never go back to how it was. It'll never go back that way. Once the oligarchy, like Bernie Sanders says, once the oligarchy realizes what they can get away with, they continue to get away with it forever. Lady Rochelle says, your hubby is a really nice guy. How soon did you tell him about your hair loss? Oh, I told my husband about my hair loss the first day he came over to my house. And I showed him. I took my wig off. If I was dating now, I think I would keep like photos of myself in my phone. I think that's the only way it would work. Because otherwise I would always be catfishing. Do you know what I'm saying? Sadly, Lady Rochelle says, sadly, high prices are probably here to stay. Yeah, I don't see it going back. Because now, like, let's say things, let's say America starts manufacturing wigs. So they're manufacturing wigs. There's no more people working for 20 cents an hour like they do like in Bangladesh, right? Here everybody's getting minimum wage, which is at least, I think the lowest minimum wage right now is in West Virginia, and it's like $7.50 an hour. So they would probably put the manufacturing hubs in a place like West Virginia so that they could pay as low as possible, as low wages as possible. And I just recently heard that there is some proposal to allow children over the age of 14 to work overnight. Isn't it funny how they're putting this all in place now? So now child labor is a thing in the United States. I don't know if that's being pushed. I know it's being pushed. I don't know if that's going to be signed, but I know that right now that's an effort that's being pushed. And it just so happens that it's happening at the same time as Trump is trying to get manufacturing to be what it was, I guess, during the, look at my whole chain left, during the, what is it, the manufacturing age, the 1940s? I don't know. Conspiracy theory, Valetta says. Yep, I'm all for it. Lady Michelle says, you are blessed to have your husband, and he is blessed to have you too. Thank you so much. Tanya is in this chat with us, and she remembers a time, probably a week or two after my husband and I started dating, where we went swimming and my wig came off in the ocean. Tanya was right there with us. Weren't you, Tanya? We told that story in another video. But yeah, I'm lucky. I definitely lost my wig in the ocean that day. It was a hoot. I glue my wigs down now. You know, back in the day, I never glue my wig down. Never did. I don't know why I didn't. Actually, I do know why. In those days, they didn't have glue like they have now. They didn't have like got-to-be glue. They truly did not have got-to-be glue. They had this sort of, it was called Ultra Glue, which they still make this, Ultra Glue. But it was in a tube, and you had to take it out, and when you take the glue out, the glue would get everywhere. And the amount of times I spilled it on my clothes and got it on my furniture, I just decided I wasn't going to bother to glue it down, so I would just tighten my wig real good and wear it like that and hope for the best. But you know, I was getting my wig snatched all the time. All the time. It didn't usually fall off, though. That was a peculiar incident there in the ocean. That was a bit of an anomaly. Luckily, my husband stayed with me, so you're right, Wild Honey. I'm a lucky lady. Wild Honey says, I'm about to go get my grapes. Go get your grapes, honey, and make sure they're in wine form. If I had a glass of wine, I would be drinking it right now. I actually do have some. You guys want to go get some wine? We can all drink wine tonight. It is Friday. I have champagne. I don't have wine. Let's see. Wild Honey says, if they get smart, I just say at least mine is cosmetic, but your bad attitude seems permanent, which is so unfortunate for you, and then I turn and leave. Oh, good job. Good job. That's exactly how I feel about that woman who snatched the girl's wig at the beauty pageant. Like, your attitude is disgusting. She's a grown-ass woman, and she could not contain herself long enough during a beauty pageant. Let's look at that again. I still can't believe that lady did that. Oh, I already deleted it. It's too late. But I had to look at it. I had to look at it like 20 times because I just cannot. What kind of person does that? I had to keep watching it over and over again to understand what mind frame does a person have to be to do some shit like that. How audacious. I hope she got her ass kicked afterwards. I hope somebody met her in the parking lot. You don't get away with no shit like that. She needs her dad to shave her hair. Valetta says, if we get wine, we'll be here laughing all night. Maybe that's what we want. Maybe that's what we need. Right? I just don't want to have the hangover. Lately, I've been getting hangovers a lot. Like, that's a thing that I never used to experience. And now, woof, every time I drink, I get a hangover. My friend Donna said that's a sign. She might be right. Did you get the wine? If you tell me you get the wine, I'll go get some wine too, Valetta. And you won't have to drink alone. Excuse me. All right, guys. Wild Honey says, it's like when celebrities get outshined by someone less famous. You really see the narcissism come out then. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know who's good for that? Madonna. I just saw Madonna, and she was like talking about how she's the last one standing and how everyone else is dead except her. She literally said that. That was a crazy thing she said. I wish I could find that clip because I would totally show it to you guys. She was definitely standing behind a microphone saying, this person died, and I'm still here. I'm still here. I was like, wow, Madonna's insane for that. That was crazy. You guys should look that up. All right, so let's go look for some wigs. Display capture. How do you do this? That's not how you do it. You guys, bear with me. Bear with me. Display game capture. The browser. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I don't know how to get that little thing off my screen though. Okay, so we're going to look for, we're going to go to wigs.com. This is where I get my high-end synthetic wigs. Well, this is not where, that's a lie. That's actually a lie. That is not where I get my high-end synthetic wigs. I usually get them wherever they're on sale. And I normally go to a place called Best Wig Outlet. But I just figured I'd show you this one because this is basically the first place I ever went to find wigs. And unfortunately, I can't show you the browser as I'm moving through it. I guess I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. But that is where you could start. That's a good starting place because they sell all the wigs. You know what I mean? Every wig. They sell the budget-friendly wigs and then they sell the high-end ones. You could get wigs from Jon Renau that are like in the thousands of dollars, which I have purchased before and they are pretty good. But I don't know if you watched my last video, all the things I learned about wigs. In that video, there's a lot of information in that video that I recommend if you really want to get into wigs or if you want to start experimenting with new wigs. That's a video that's worth watching because in that video I talked about why I don't wear human hair wigs and the maximum amount of money I would spend on a wig. And I said I don't wear human hair wigs, but I do wear them from time to time, and there is a cap on the amount of money I would spend on them, and there's a real reason why. In that video you'll be able to see it. I don't want to get too much into it because that's just a long, boring conversation, you know what I mean? But yeah, Valletta says yes, she's crazy. Madonna was crazy for that. I didn't know she was nuts like that, actually. Valletta says I'm gonna go there too. What are you talking about? Go where? To wig.com? Is that what you mean? Well, Honey says, I'm getting older and the things I used to be able to do, I can't do so much. Like drinking. Yeah, drinking is different now. It's different. Tanya took me out, my bestie, she took me out on her during her birthday weekend. We went out drinking. I was spent the next day. Spent. Oh, God. Yes, Well, Honey, please. That's called Everything That I Learned About Wigs. That's the name of that video. So you said you got to go check that out? Yes, I agree. You should check that one out. If there's a video I feel like you should watch, that's one of them. That's definitely one. Valletta says, thank you for that video. You are very welcome. I'm glad to do it. Anyway, guys, it is late. It is after 12. I do need to start getting this place cleaned up because, like I said, I spent the whole day here trying to figure this out. Thank you so much for joining me during my first live and tolerating my ignorance, because I know I was all over the place with these videos. Hopefully next time I'll do much better. It'll be much more seamless, and I'll have sound effects and all kind of stuff. That's really what I wanted to be able to do. Thank you so much for joining me. Wild Honey says, I really got to catch up on your videos. Time is so elusive nowadays. Agreed. I like watching my videos, in bed. That's when I usually watch them. I lay down and watch them. I cast the screen to my TV, and sometimes I watch them in my shower or while I'm cooking. I'll put my phone up on top of my toaster, and I'll just watch while I'm cooking. That's usually when I get my stuff done. But I do watch videos in my shower. Wild Honey says it was a lot of fun. Yes, it was. Is that what you said? It was a lot of I think you said fun. I think you meant fun, right? Alexis, thank you so much, and thank you so much also. I will download this video for future reference in case anybody wants to watch it, and I thank you everyone who joined me tonight. I love you so much. Sleep well. Peace. Now, how do you log off? That's the next question.